Town Hall Heroes.
Happy birthday, Zoya!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 146 of Town Hall Heroes. I'm Solid Jake, and this week we're going retro. We've got Dunk Train, Zoya, and BKB, who has just made his fantastic return to Heroes of the Storm, which we'll be talking about very soon. But before that, Dunkus, the world's newest, biggest, hypest hero streamer. Man, you are slaying it, buddy.
Thanks, man. I mean, it is actually going really well. I'm really happy with the support I've gotten since I started streaming a bunch lately.
You guys aren't watching Dunk Train. You need to fix that, like now, because
Hard pass.
True.
I mean, they are
Hard
watching
pass.
me right now. They're watching me right now, dude.
Pass.
Fact. All right, down the line. BKB, how you been, buddy? It's been like what, 5-6 months?
Yeah, it's been 5 months. I'm good now. I feel like what Grandpa tweeted out like 3 days ago when they qualified. I tweeted the same thing about being unchained. Like, it really feels like being unchained. That you can do something that you like and also make living out of it. You know, you can concentrate on it like 100%. So it's really feels nice. I can still kind of believe it. I guess when I'll start playing, you know, the official matches, then I'll be like, damn, yeah, it's really happening. So yeah, it's been good.
That's awesome, man. Zoya,
First of all, fuck cats. That's all I have to say. They're the worst. Did you see my tweet? I meant to tweet out "We live dogs," and I tweeted out "We love dogs." So cats are just the worst now. I'm good. I streamed last night, which was a change of pace, and I plan on streaming more.
nice.
I want to do a schedule, but I haven't figured out what I want to do yet. But I streamed last night. It was fun. Some people tuned in,
Zoya,
and
let's stream
yeah.
PUBG together. Let's do that soon.
I don't know if I can. I really want to stream PUBG. PUBG is what I call it. PUBG, but I don't know if my computer can handle it. I'll see. But I'm down to.
All right.
Try it at least.
All right, we should try that. You guys might be noticing that Mr. Bakery is not here with us as he is preparing for the mid-season brawl. He'll be boot camping and then playing in the event, so he will not be on the show for a solid 3 weeks or so. Just because he's at boot camp, and then the event in Sweden is like 2 weeks long. So boot camp's this week. Sweden starts about a week and a half from now, I think. And it's like an 11 or 12 day event. It's like super long because everything is best of 5 all the way through.
Because the format is awesome.
Yeah, it's dope. It's so good. So that's where Bakery is. But he did actually send us some messages of opinions and things that he wants us to bring up.
I am not
Zoya,
reading any of that.
I cannot look at the chat on Skype because I'm running the show. It's on you, Zoya.
Those were massive, annoying walls of text. Pass. Pass.
Dunk, you gonna carry the bake soul?
I will carry my support brethren's soul into this.
Okay, good.
Oh man, it's in the other chat. This is so much effort. I don't know if I can handle it, dude.
See, that's
I have to
what I'm
open
saying,
another
dude.
window.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying, dude.
Okay.
Bakery, man.
You don't need it
Makes
yet.
things worse.
You don't need it yet. Just for the show. We don't need it right now.
Okay.
We'll get
okay.
there.
I got it ready. I got it prepped.
Yeah, you got to review it. Make sure you inject
Yeah.
those points at the right times in the show, and
Okay.
we're good.
I've got my Kov Thief in position. We're good to go.
Kov Thief, you a young Donald Lump.
Oh, yokes. So
Yokes.
funny.
Yokes. If you guys didn't see Kov Thief,
I didn't even understand that, but it was funny, so it's fine.
Dunk, Dunk, you'll appreciate this. You read King Killer Chronicles, right? Yeah. Patrick Rothfuss tweeted. He goes, "It's pronounced Kavoth."
I know.
So good.
I saw that. I follow him on Twitter, dude. Rothfuss is hilarious.
If you ever watch, I don't know, he streams on Twitch, and he's like actually so funny. Like he's so fun to listen to. Really brilliant author. Okay, well, this week we got to talk about the HGC Crucible, which just concluded, confirming the teams that will be playing in HGC for the rest of the year. On top of that, we have some roster updates. B-Step, no more. That puts a bunch of talented players up for grabs. And Zoya, immediately, as soon as I say B-Step, you look sad, buddy. I'm sorry, man.
I miss my friends. No, I said this last night on my stream. I guess I could go ahead and say it now. It just depends. This is only my personal opinion, right? But I do not think that 5-man roster had a very good chance of winning BlizzCon. They could have stayed in HGC. They could have gone to 2018. They probably could have stayed as that roster in 2018. But if your goal was winning BlizzCon, I feel like this was inevitable, to be honest. Again, this is just my opinion. Maybe the players have different opinions than me, but if you want to win a BlizzCon, I think all of those players have potential to do so, but it obviously wasn't working with that roster. Even though we kind of got bodied with our boot camp, we still got 6th place, right? You know, and we had a long time to try and prep, so it clearly wasn't working. I think each one of those players can win a BlizzCon, and if that's what you want is to win BlizzCon, not be in HGC, but to win BlizzCon, this was inevitable. So it's sad, but this is best for everyone, I feel.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I mean, like what you said, yeah, they have like individual players, you know, that already have played. And, I don't think they would got like 1st, 2nd place with the same roster.
Agreed.
As well. So I mean, it makes complete sense, and yeah, I think it's for the best for each of them.
I agree.
So we'll see.
I'm excited, man. We'll talk about where everyone ends up and stuff later, but
yeah,
it's sad,
but it's fun. The roster changes are fun. Sometimes they're annoying and unnecessary, but this one is really necessary, and it's the fun one, you know, with the players especially. So I think it's really, I think it's gonna help actually, like specifically the NA scene to improve in a way, maybe like at least for the AGC itself, if the good players are gonna split in different teams. That's how I see it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely makes a few more teams feel threatening to be a #1, whereas right now it's just kind of been Tempo Storm. But we'll jump into that in a little bit. Let's rewind to the Crucible, which was this past weekend, where best of 7 series for North America, 2 of them, and then 2 of them in Europe. And let's start with Europe. I went down first, and we've got BKB here for that very reason. Now, just in general, BKB, like, you guys formed TGG, what, qualifier #7, like HGC Open Cup #7, which is the last one, correct?
Yeah, the pre-last one. We didn't play the last one.
So #6.
Antti had the work next day, and yeah, we played only one open division, and that's it. We got 1st place, and we won, and we qualified for the playoffs, pretty much. Like,
nice.
It's
swag.
Easy cut. I don't know, like the team itself, it was just, we got like the players, we thought the best ones are left. We formed a team. We got Xai from Hero League, who I personally think is one of the most talented European players upcoming. And it just went off. Like we understood who needs to shot call, who needs to draft, and what kind of play style we have. We understood like who is gonna play which role, like even specifically about few heroes. We haven't even showed like our all compositions, for example, or pocket picks, and also there's a lot of good things about this team specifically, and it's definitely the best team I have played with, at least the most fun, and the atmosphere is fine. Like as well, it's funny with the guys like Antti, because he's a meme. He's a legend. So yeah. And it just went out, and it just worked out, and that's it. I think we just trusted each other, and it worked out. This game is not usually like, of course, it's players have to be good, right? But when it comes down, if you get the good draft, and if you have the good morale in team, and if you have this one guy that makes, or like more people that make the good calls, the ones that you don't need, like unnecessary calls, you know, that might lose your advantage or lose the game. And we just stick to the plan, try to stick to it, and it worked out. Simple as that. So I think if we keep up with this and we keep practicing, now we're gonna practice a lot more. I think we can go for like,
Hell yeah!
So
No,
I don't know.
That's great.
That
I
was
mean,
a lot.
just about the European open division scene, the amateur scene in Europe. What do you feel about it? Because obviously you guys, although as a team you guys only played in Cup number 6, you guys had played with some of the other teams throughout the season and, you know, been scattered about. Do you think there's a lot of talent that exists within there? Or is there not really, now that you guys and Zealots have moved up and with B Genius and Synergy falling down, is there anyone below the top 8 in Europe that's worth mention?
There is. That's the thing with Europe. Like, Europe is so stacked. It's insane. Like, now with Genius Synergy back in the open division, then we have Team Mo with it's all Swedish team. There are like 2, I think, like quite talented people, right? There's Polska Pamięta with Polish people that are also quite good. You know, Joey is really, like, he's been coaching like top teams. He's good with the draft and talented players as well. So it's quite stacked, to be fair. And there's some other players like Russian players, and yeah, like Link still is not qualified. He was also, you know, playing for like top teams for a long time. I think like open division in Europe is really stacked. So yeah,
if only that was the case here.
It's but it's gonna be like next season for our open division. It's gonna be a lot more fun than this one. Probably HGC too, but in a way that it's gonna be pretty much like a second AGC in a way, because there's gonna be 5 similar teams at the level, you know. So
it's cool.
Yeah,
it's really good for the game, for the scene, for everyone. So
yeah.
Good.
So
I don't know how it's for NA, but
we'll get there. Zealots 4-1 over Synergy, and this was kind of the opening act for the Crucible. Everyone was just like, we knew Zealots was good, but like we didn't expect them to just toy with Synergy the way they did. And then it moves over to NA, and again we'll get there in a minute. Day 2, however, I think it was BKB that said B Genius has been playing a lot better recently, and he was thinking that B Genius was going to hold strong. He's like, I think Zealots have a chance, but he's like, B Genius got their series. I believe that's what he said on TownHall last week, and if I'm misquoting him, then he can yell at me. But you guys 4-0'd them. You guys just stomped them. Like, what happened?
A lot of people actually thought that B Genius has upper hand. Like, we were still confident. We thought it's gonna go like 4-1, 4-2, but I don't know. Like, we pretty much had picks that we wanted, and yeah, like we still did some mistakes though, like especially me on Curse Hollow. But I don't know. I just think like it comes down to a question why we actually chose them, right? We chose them because they draft standard things. And we think we're better individual players, so if we do this, like what I said, that we don't make unnecessary calls, we could just outplay them. And that's what we did, and we had better drafts as well. Like, one game was equal draft, but yeah. And it just worked out. Simple as that. That's why we also didn't choose Synergy, because we thought they could cheese us out, and we just didn't want to risk it. We trusted each other, we played our game, and yeah, and then it was 4-0. Surprisingly, I guess. But yeah.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
What was the game that you'd say the even draft was, in your opinion?
I think it was 4th one, like the Inferno. I like the Probius pick is really good for them. I really like it, and Artastirial is nasty, and yeah, like the game 3 was fine. Actually, the game 2 was probably the best draft. I don't know.
Probably, they have a lot of godlike picks.
It's either game 2, 3, or 4, Jake.
No,
not game 1. Game 1, their draft was booty butt cheeks, apparently.
Game 1 we played, yeah, really good. Like the second was it was probably their best draft, but we had Abatorilla then, so we were like, man, we're gonna win it. And then third one we outplayed them because we just went for the early game because they had late game picks.
Yeah.
Was
that?
Do you think Genji is an early game hero?
Not really. Like
Okay.
he can
You
be.
just-
He can
Yeah.
be though. Like against like if there's like squishy picks on the side lane,
Yeah.
for example. He can still work out. I think
Mm-hmm.
he's really good in like for scaling and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah. But anyway, like, yeah, it was 4-0, and I don't know. Like 1 hour before, I was like walking around the house, and I was like, oh, you know, you have this feeling when you have something important match or whatever. You have this feeling where you're like completely down. It feels like the sun is like too strong, and you're like, I don't know. And like a zombie and shit.
Dude,
And then
you might just be a vampire.
Skirt, maybe. And then I jumped in the cold water, and I was like, it was like super cold water, and I jumped in it, and I woke up, and I was like, yes, we're gonna win it, and we win it.
It was all about that cold water.
And yeah, I think it's all about the cold water.
BKB, can you explain the skr?
Yeah, I'm so confused.
Oh, okay, just a second. Keep talking, I'll send you a video.
Jesus.
You're gonna put it on the top.
I mean, I don't know if I should, BKB. I'm a little worried
Oh,
with
it's
you.
not. It's now.
Oh,
it's,
okay.
It's chill.
It's chill.
But you keep talking.
All right, we're going to talk about North America. So 8-1 for the Open Division teams in Europe, just shattering through Synergy and B-Genius. And then we get to North America, and the first matchup is Naventic versus Imported Support. Now, Naventic, a lot of people were criticizing them, just mentioning that they haven't been playing well, obviously last place in the league. And then Imported, a team that's really been on the rise as of late in the Open Division side, ended up being a very good series. Imported put up some good games, but there was some questionable play for sure at a lot of moments. And Dunk's given some firm nods right now.
Yeah, he should
Yeah,
be.
that set was like so bad.
That set was fucking awful.
Both teams played horrendous that
was
set.
horrible.
Yeah.
Elaborate?
I have a question, because you probably I did watch a bit, but don't you think they just choked because it was really really important match?
Possible.
Don't you think
Yeah.
Huh?
They both choked? They were both choking to death as they played? That's why the games
No,
were so bad?
No, I mean not both. I mean the game was but I mean the Open Division important.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
I don't know.
you think they could have played better?
I think
Of course they could have, but that was what I predicted would happen anyway. In a best of 7, Open Division team against a pro team.
I heard you say it last week as well.
Yeah.
For the right.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think those teams were at the level to take a best of 7.
Yeah.
I was surprised both European teams went through, honestly. I'm really happy for you, but I guess I didn't know the European scene that well to know what the distance was from bottom of HGC to top of amateur, but NA, yeah. It wasn't even close.
But look how stacked Zealots was with the players.
Yeah.
Europe is completely different to any region. I don't know. It has I think at the moment it's too much talent, to be honest, for in a way that people believe they can do it as a work, for example, right? Yeah. But then again, it's not so 100% because it's so much competition in Open Division, which even doesn't even pay them. There's nothing, for them in Open Division. Yeah, they can fight for the small money, but can you do it for a living to quit everything else? And that's the problem with Europe.
So what you're saying is European players need to move over to NA to get easy HGC spots in 6 months?
All right. You just gave me the segue. You just gave me the segue.
So you excited about the backyard ramp?
I'm so stoked.
But sooner or later this needs to happen. I don't know, but I look at the other teams of the
Are you
teams'
excited
games.
about the
Obviously,
backyard ramp?
it needs to happen in every game. That you have different. It's cool. I like it. Imagine if NA would have Korean players.
No.
What did I just?
That's what ruins StarCraft, is Korean players coming to NA and winning all our lands and stuff. No. Keep it region locked. Don't let them live here.
No, I mean obviously not like one or two max. You still think it's
0 max. This is North American HGC, not the North American plus 1 or 2 max Korean teams HGC. Get them the fuck out. They don't get to play here. They get to go win in Korea or they get to lose in Korea. We get to win in NA or lose in NA. At least we get to win something.
Wow.
Just give us some hope.
Here, BKB, I'll just move Bloodlust to Europe because there's actual talent to play in it. And I actually, the funny thing is we have a team of, I guess, players that are kind of free agents, like Urho, Arthalon. Yeah. Let me look up the whole squad so I don't get it wrong. They played in Bloodlust last night, and they just trashed everyone. Granted, like teams like UTA, Imported Support, Even in Death, and LFM, the ones that have all been at the top, weren't there. Actually, BBJ, who was playing on LFM this entire year, basically, in the amateur scene and winning most of the cups, ended up playing with the Rob Boss Can Flub, which is the trolliest name of any team. But Rob Boss Can Flub, dude, they just rolled through. They just cruised through. First night playing as a team, and it just kind of shows that there is absolutely a gap in the pro league in the open division in North America. Seeing how well, like Urho even messaged me. He's like, "Really? This is what the event's like?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess, man." Like, but again, there's a lot of teams that were in fact missing from.
I mean, yeah, the roster swaps as well in open division. So
yeah, it's kind of still roster apocalypse, and I think some other more like solid teams will be born. BBJ, Picanti, which I always say wrong apparently, Urho, Arthalon, and Insomnia. So
yeah, I mean, just have to wait. I think for an NA, like after the next open division qualifier, there's gonna be a lot more stronger teams. I don't think it's gonna stagnate. It's only gonna improve, and especially now with maybe, I don't know if they're gonna stick as a team, but if as well the open division, I mean the AGC NA players that didn't stay in AGC, if they split in open division in different teams, maybe they can also teach to people some different stuff. If they split, the ones that didn't requalify for AGC. But we'll see.
I think this is a good segue to talk about the amateur format, because I think that's where we see the weakness in HGC right now. Which of course you have to they do step by step, right? They had to plan for the pro league, and then amateurs were second to none. So hopefully in 2018 we get more support for amateur scene, because 6 months of play for one event. And if you don't qualify, you have to wait another 6 months to try. That's pretty brutal for the amateur scene, especially when there's no money involved. So
I mean, they get $1,000. It's $1,000 a cup every week, and then if you do manage to advance, your team gets 50 grand, so it's 10K a pop. But
I'm not saying it's an issue for this year, because this is such a huge step up from last year. But hopefully in 2018, we get a little bit more support in the amateur scene. Yeah, and that will help foster more talent and stuff. Because
what the maximum? Let me see what the maximum amount you could earn is. I think in total there's, with both spots for pro league, that's 100 grand, and then $1,000 per cup times 7. So it's really $107,000 that are up for grabs for the teams that are playing in open division. But that sounds like a lot. But 100 of that 1,000 goes to 2 teams, and then everyone else is fighting for 7 grand over 6 months, which is it's the amateur scene. But I hear you.
Some people, I know some people that don't want to even try to play the open division, because there's, again, like what you said, that there's no payment for it if you don't win it. And he is not 100%. It's the same scenario what I said. He's not so confident in himself or in a new team to qualify that he doesn't want to just spend the 6 months, playing it. So he rather goes full studies or like full work. So at least that's how it.
Never go full study.
It doesn't matter, It's just an example, but never go full study.
Never.
Never.
It's pretty demoralizing to see that, specifically in NA, Even in Death, they got into the league, so they're the only amateur team to make it into HGC NA. But if B-Step didn't dissolve, We had 6 months of amateur teams and players working their ass off, and then initially none of them made it in. Maybe one or two players through roster swaps, like Cure probably was getting picked up. Obviously,
did get picked up. Yeah,
he did get picked up by Team Freedom. Maybe one or two more, but hopefully, like again, I don't know solutions, and it's not a problem this year because again, baby steps, right? Each year Blizzard does not even baby steps. Each year Blizzard ups things massively. This year is infinitely better than last year, right? So it's not trying to complain. It's just hopefully Blizzard has plans for 2018 to help the amateur scene just a little bit more, because that's essentially where most of NA's problems are. We need to get rid of the people who are just here to be in HGC and not win it, right?
That's the really interesting thing, though, because you say this, you say things need to change, you say there's not enough incentive and all this stuff, but then you look at Europe, and then your entire argument is just like, well, Europe just 8-1'd the Pro League teams. These are talent that, like, we don't know where they're even going to sit. Like, we look at TGG. Is TG a top 4 team in Europe? We don't know.
God no.
But like
what?
That's we don't know where BKB and his team are going to go, right? The fact that they 4-0'd a Pro League team in a best of 7 where it's all about different maps, and there's so many different parts of being able to win the best of 7, the mental game, the draft game, and then just the micro and the macro. Like Europe is killing it, right? And BKB was just saying there's tons and tons and tons and tons of talent. NA has historically been shit at esports. You look at almost every esport, and NA just sucks.
Everything outside of fighting games.
We got Smash Bros. We got Street Fighter. Somehow Dodo. We've won some TIs somehow. All the credit goes to Samael, Cap Pride. But
okay, maybe money wasn't the point I was trying to make.
Yeah,
I think
honestly, I don't think
it's only twice a year is my issue. You go 6 months and you have one chance, right? And then you have to wait another 6 months. So maybe more opportunities for amateur team. It would have to change the system a lot, but I feel like you have 6 months, you bust your ass like LFM specifically did. They didn't qualify, and now they got to do that for another 6 months. I mean, if they're not good enough, they're not good enough, right? But 6 months seems like a long time to me. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but.
I don't want to compare to League, but like, isn't the system quite similar to League at the moment? With that, it's like 2 time.
Pretty sure, but I mean,
it's the same.
Okay. Does it really make sense to have people qualify for the Pro League and then not even be in for 6 months or something? Like, you have to look at it from that perspective too. If you get teams into the Pro League and then they're there for 3 months and then leave, like, you don't have enough stability. It's harder to play round robin in that time frame.
That's
like, harder to schedule events around it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, if there's like, if you think logically, League has the system for quite a long time and they haven't changed it, then probably it's really hard to change it. Maybe Blizzard has to come up with something new, which they could probably.
I mean, I agree 6 months is a long time, and I think one of the hardest parts about the 6 month period is roster stability among amateur teams. Forcing teams to try to be consistent is rough. I guess the benefit is like BKB's team, they were able to just come into Cup 4, win it, and then qualify for playoffs. But I actually don't think that's great. I mean, I'm glad it worked out for you guys. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but we did play though. I mean,
you guys played scattered. Yeah. You guys played scattered. Your squad just kind of like, rose up and was like, smited some fools, and you had a good week, and then you were in the playoffs. So that's my biggest. But yeah, maybe there should be. I don't.
Maybe
know
this is the best solution. Maybe there's only so much you can do for our amateur scene in a game like Heroes, right? I don't honestly know. When I look at it, I feel bad because someone in chat phrased it like it's Invernum did actually. 6 months is a long time to bust your ass on the promise of a reward, and then if you don't make it, then what do? Commit another 6 months with that chance of failing? It's rough, but maybe that's the only way it can work. I don't know.
I think one of the bigger differences is like a lot of the guys in Open Division aren't fully committed as like a full-time player, and I think that's kind of what Blizzard is expecting. They're not expecting you to be a full-time player, but then how do you match the Pro League teams? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
How do you be as good as those guys?
That's why I initially brought up the money.
Yeah.
Try to give
Yeah,
an
makes
incentive
sense.
to play more, but that's the most NA. But then you bring up EU. EU's still busting their ass and getting it up without the money. So I don't know.
They got free health
sucks,
insurance.
man.
That's the difference, man. It's all because Trump.
All because of Trump. GG.
Kafifi?
Fuck.
Kafifi? What's the word? What's Trump's new word? Kafifi. We're going with that. Well, we can transition to just give BKB a big round of applause and congrats on Team GG.
Congrats,
Thank
man.
you.
Clap, Zoya. Thank you. And then the other side, Zealots. Thanks,
Never.
guys. Great. Congratulations to them in Europe, moving on up into the Pro League, smiting their foes, and getting them esports salaries. BKB, does it feel good to be publicly acknowledged by Blizzard Entertainment as a professional gamer?
It's nice, but it's more like just doing what you like to do. So yeah.
He doesn't even care.
For these things are for me like not so important. But
Damn.
yeah, it's still. Like I said, for me also one of the most important things that I I can now stay in contact with the people in the scene. You know, if you're not in the HGC, you're kind of irrelevant, and you don't spend time with them. Somehow you don't talk with them. So now it's like that for me. That's most important thing because that is the esports for me. You know, like just people communicating. So
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Very few people I kept in touch with after I retired, and when I came back,
That's the
me.
thing.
just Jake and like Calf and K1 and Dream, Miwa. But yeah, it's tough
Yeah.
once you're out.
It's
Whenever
tough.
you don't have that thing that you bonded over for so long,
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's not like you don't become friends with them overnight. It's just like, well, we were always in Heroes together, and now we don't have that. So
Your
what do you
normal
do?
outlet for
you
discussion and meeting each other is gone, right? So
don't forget about real life, meeting them even in real life or whatsoever.
yeah, missing out on lands,
Yeah,
all
for
that
events
stuff.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, but that's how it is. I
think
it not
that's-
only it does.
that's one of the
in-
things this year for NA that's we don't not having like a NA LAN. I think this year has been one of the harder things for a lot of the players because last year all top 8 teams were getting flown out to go to a LAN. That was a big social it's a recharge mentally, right? You get, even if you don't win the event, like you're going out, you're meeting people in real life, you're getting this big social experience. You feel like you've been rewarded for your efforts to be a top 8.
Yeah.
And now since it's top 3 teams for the midseason, or I guess for the Western Clash, and then it's top 2 for the midseason, it's a better broadcast, 100%, for like the product that Blizzard is spending their money on. But for the teams, it's that's definitely harder for them.
Yeah. I mean, 2016 was, I think everyone would agree, more fun. Lands are great, and we all miss the lands, but 2017 is probably better overall for the pro scene.
Yeah.
Just
For
more
the
money
game
everyone and
itself.
stuff,
For the game itself.
So it's sad. I loved the lands, dude.
Yeah,
Like getting
it
to
was-
go hang out with everyone and the players you shit talk online, getting to give them a hug in real life and stuff. Like, hey man, it was just fun. They're like, yeah man, let's go get a beer. That is great. But we all missed that this year. But I think this is better overall.
It was probably everyone's best time of their life. Like I can't say for everyone's, but yeah, like I think for many people,
Yeah, for sure.
socializing, yeah, traveling especially.
Yeah.
Even though it's exhausting, but it's
worth it, man. It's
obviously.
it's what esports is all about.
Obviously.
But all right, let's transition over to talk about some of the rosters now. We mentioned that Synergy has in fact dropped out, and so did B Genius, and then we did kind of get to this a little bit on the side of North America, but B Step has disbanded. Zoya, since you were managing this squad and you've managed these guys for forever, it seems like, take it away.
I mean, like I said at the beginning of the show, I felt like it was inevitable. A lot of people keep being like, what if you would have reached out to Blizzard? Well, we did to try and see if we can make it work with a 2-man roster. That wasn't going to work. They said no. It just comes down to, I guess I'll repeat in case, because we have a lot of new viewers. That roster was not going to win a BlizzCon. I almost want to say 0% chance. That roster would have stayed in HGC, probably in 2018, yes, but it would not have won a BlizzCon. So it comes down to, do you think, what is your priority? Staying in HGC and getting money, or trying to be the best in the world and winning a BlizzCon? If your second one is your goal, that roster had to change. And as a team with no money, as we're starting to see, money does matter when it comes to, I don't know if poaching is the right word, but acquiring players is the word I'll use for now. B-Step has no money. So, but even let's just say we had money and we could do one roster change and we can poach any one player in NA, I would still put that at like a 1% chance of winning BlizzCon.
So let me just pause the brakes here for some people that might not understand the situation. Okay. HGC teams receive a salary from Blizzard, but oftentimes sponsored teams get a salary from their sponsor as well. So if you look at a team like Gale Force Esports, that's an organization, they probably have their own unique contract with the team where they're paying them X dollars for X responsibilities representing the brand, and then they get an HGC salary on top of that. B-Step was an unsponsored team with no budget to pay the players. So they had the Blizzard salary, but nothing beyond that. But okay, continue.
Okay, yeah, I want to go back actually. Even that 5-man roster, I don't even think it would have been a low percentage. Like something would have had to have clicked overnight for that team to be even number 1 NA. Not even BlizzCon, just number 1 NA. So no matter what, that team was going to make a roster change. But let's just say we had the money we wanted. We could poach any one player, replace anyone on the team with one player from any other team. Still would put it at like a 1 to 2% chance of winning BlizzCon. If we had money for poach 2, any 2 players we wanted, maybe there was an acceptable percentage of chance of winning BlizzCon. Again, this is all my personal opinion, but it was not realistic with any roster change scenario with that roster to win BlizzCon in my mind. And if anyone wants to disagree with me, obviously you can, but if your goal was winning BlizzCon and you got people who have been competing on world stages this entire time, McIntyre, Matre, CAF, K1, Dream. They have all been on world championship stages in Europe, Korea, China, and BlizzCons. They are champions and they want to keep pursuing it. And I don't know. As much as I would have loved that roster to stay together, they would have just floated, I think. I think this was the best change for everyone. Right now it sucks. It really sucks, but I think 6 months from now, I think all 5 players, if we look back where they are now, they'll be happy about this decision being made.
Well, McIntyre,
maybe not.
McIntyre's teamless, so that might be the one that's up in the air. K1 and CAF are in fact moving to GFE, and then Dream is going to Naventic. He's going to be playing tank. No, Biggie's going support. B-Kid's on tank. Kenma's now coach, and Dream's on Naventic as a carry, which is going to be interesting. Dunk, do you have any thoughts?
Well, first...
Oh, he's got the bakes.
Bakery told us specifically to say, Bakery did actually share some of his thoughts on this, he said, ... The point... okay, so this is point number 3. He didn't get it right with the show order. I have to make sure everyone knows that. I predict that GFE to be the strongest team in NA by the end of Phase 2 or sooner, according to Bakery. But that's a bold statement, I feel like.
Didn't he say not right away? Or did he?
Well, by the end of Phase 2.
Or sooner. Okay.
Or sooner.
All right, Okay.
So...
It's a monster team, man.
It is a monster team. We'll have to see if it works out. I don't know.
There's no guarantee, obviously.
Yeah.
But and I also want to go at it from this perspective. We had 3 players approached with contracts, with salaries, after being unsalaried for almost a year. How can you blame anyone? Especially,
for wanting to join a team, yeah.
We got 6th place, so it's not like we were 3rd place like GFE, and like, when they kicked their 2 players, they were barely not making top 2. We got 6th place, guys. It's not like we had flashy results. It's not like we were having the best performances of their careers. We hit rock bottom. We barely made top 6 because we got 6, and we had no money.
Yeah,
we had no money. Yeah.
You guys are on the edge of Crucible. That's scary.
Can't you blame anyone?
No, absolutely not
at all. It sucks. I think McIntyre got the worst end of it, obviously, because he was not the initial one to leave. He's still going to get great opportunities from other teams because he's a solid player. When I said it earlier, I meant it. All 5 of those players have the potential of winning a BlizzCon, if in the right roster. It just wasn't that one. And hopefully, I hope McIntyre finds what he wants to do. He tweeted out the other day that he was potentially going to go full-time streamer YouTuber. Either route he wants to take, as either a pro player or a streamer, he's going to be super successful at. He's a fantastic player, and he's a fantastic personality. So there's a lot of Mac, he's doomed. I think Mac's going to be fine, guys. I think McIntyre's going to be great.
It's a really interesting state for North America right now because we know B-Step is disbanded and we know where 3 of the players have gone. We've talked about that. Cure, we mentioned that he got picked up by Team Freedom. So that's where Insomnia was before. But Tempo Storm, will they make a change? Probably not. Will be our Team 8, who is now Roll20. They got sponsored. Big congratulations to them, and Roll20, welcome to the Heroes community. Will they make any changes? And now we have close to 8 players, I think it is, that have dropped out, and then other players like Arthalon that have re-entered the scene, looking for spots. So maybe this does make amateur if these players form new squads. Maybe this does make the open division really interesting for the second half of the year to try to get their spot for 2018. I don't know because they can't all get picked up. There's only so many spots. And then you've got players like Crowan that are subs for GFE. That's hard to forget. We talk about all these other players that are now getting new teams. Then you got McIntyre and Crowan and all these names that you're accustomed to seeing that don't have teams right now. And it's a really interesting situation.
Hopefully there is actual pressure from amateur. Like all the people you're talking about, if they actually make teams better in amateur and there's actually pressure on the bottom 2 slots, unlike this season, then
that's so good.
Hopefully NA will improve.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's automatically.
Also, I want to get this out there. I feel like if people watch House of Cards and see American politics, they probably think NA is because Ross Apocalypse have so often, so they just love cutting throats and eliminating competition. This breaks every team's heart. GFE kicking Crone and Equinox was probably one of the hardest decisions they've made in a long time.
Ever.
D-Step disbanding. That was not an easy decision, guys. This is none of this, any roster change. Goku leaving Superstars. I don't think that was the easiest decision for him. He liked that team. Those players were his friends. Everyone on B-Step were friends. It breaks our hearts, but it's your career. You got to do what you think is best for you, and that's it, man.
Yeah.
By the way, I dream really feels weird in Noventic for some reason. I don't know why, but it just feels weird. Not because Noventic did play bad or something, but it just feels weird. I don't know.
I find that really. I was talking about that in my stream earlier today because has iDream played with a team outside of C9 since BlizzCon? I don't think he has.
He did. He briefly played on a team with Arthalon or something. It was it was a real brief stint. I don't even know if Arthalon was on it. It was before he got picked up by Denial. He came back momentarily. He played on some AMA team, I think, and then Denial was eventually
probably a team with Miwa, probably a troll team.
I think it was actually Miwa. Yeah. I think Miwa was actually on that team.
All right, so he hasn't played on a team.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
That was relevant and in a super competitive environment, and for him to move over to a new team with a new squad, I'm super curious where it goes. Maybe it's the best thing to happen for him to get a different perspective, a different group, a different experience for him. I don't know, or it's the worst thing. I don't know.
If everything with that Noventic roster clicks, it's a threat for sure. It's just, will it? That's the tough part, right? Yeah. Will everyone start trying? Will everyone get their shit together with that team? Hopefully. And if they do, that team's scary. But we'll have to wait and see. I think they're the wild card right now. I think Noventic is 100% the wild card of the next season of HGC NA.
I would agree. I think moving someone like Biggie to support is going to be really interesting. It could be the best change ever. Dreadnought Dreadnought was initially a tank, and then he went to support, right? Dunk, were you always support, or?
Dunk used to play carry.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to play
When
carry
you're on
before.
Jexia's team, you used to be carry for that team,
God.
right?
I played tank actually there.
Oh, you played tank there. Okay.
Do you don't remember that Stitches highlight where I gorged all 5 people in the enemy team? Kid?
Yeah, I remember that now.
Hungry
Go
for
home,
more.
kid.
Yeah, Dunk's played a lot of roles.
Like, yeah, I think Biggie will actually be a really good support.
Yeah.
Yes.
That team's just going to come down to whether they actually gel. And like, it's hard, I think, for a team to come back from, like, they were so down in the dumps, and the roster change is going to be nice for them, but it's still, I think, going to be hard to get the mindsets right, you know, after having such a bad season. It'll be interesting.
But fresh blood. But usually the fresh blood in the team solves the problem.
Yeah.
Usually it solves the hype, the mentality. I think if they start the season good, then it's gonna go up. But if they start bad, it might even get back to the old roots with the mentality. But
NA's
we'll
weakness has always been, not always, but one of NA's weaknesses for the most part recently has been supports. We've never had a deep support pool of mechanically strong players. Most of the time when like League and Dota players came over, they're like, I got a carry or I got a tank, right? You never have those like flashy, strong mechanical players playing supports too often. June and Akaface right now are like the leaders of the NA support scene right now, and then there's a big gap after that, I feel. And Big E, he knows how to position because he's a ranged player. He knows how to be aggressive, and that's the big thing right now is NA players and its supports don't play aggressive enough, and Big E knows how to be aggressive. So I think this could be really good. I have high hopes for Big E.
Think about even
Buds is
Uther.
good too. Buds is solid too.
Currently in meta, right? For Biggie, Uther, for example, I think he can do work with him. The same mouth, you know, with the silence ult. I think support might even fit him really, really good.
I hope
should be fine. I think should be fine. He's a good player.
You know, even with B-Step disbanding though, I mean it sucks for the scene, right? Because that's the end of an era for sure. Like Cloud9 was the legacy was trying to be held on to. Like
hey, this is
but the
Cloud9
new
version
GFE.
3.
Yeah, the new GFE is also
That's
3 out of
fan.
5.
That's
so
true.
like
Not fan.
it's-
Cloud9 version 3, bruh.
Yeah, it's just transferring really. Like if they do well, they're gonna get so much hype, and then
that's true.
if they do badly, they're gonna get like, oh my god, 3 world champions, how can they do so bad? Like just like B-Step got. I mean, yeah. What about even in death getting a freebie? into HGC?
Oh yeah.
So go ahead.
I'm going to do something very Unzoya-like, and I'm not going to say anything negative about the situation. I am happy for Even in Death. They are probably absurdly happy right now after this 6 months grind, and I'm happy they made it to HGC because
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure they pseudo disbanded when they lost their Crucible match.
Yeah, there's no way your team survived. Like, oh my god, going up to Crucible, playing for those 6 months, and then just getting dumped on, and then like, oh god, what a moment to have like all your hope taken away, and then like 2 days later.
And you're
Here you
so
go, guys.
happy, and then you go to Reddit, and it's just swarmed with negativity. They don't deserve this. They don't, give it to someone else. Do a tournament. It's their spot.
I mean,
based off the rules, it's theirs.
Yeah, based off the rules, absolutely, it's theirs. I wonder if maybe they should have had to play a set for it. Like, I wouldn't have hated that, but they do deserve it. I mean,
that's fine. If you want to address the format, that's fine.
Yeah.
Saying things like Even in Death doesn't deserve it is so.
Here's the Jake no fluff real talk opinion. They got the spot because they got first place in the Open Division playoffs. The Open Division playoffs finished at 4 fucking a.m. Those players were exhausted and playing from far at their peak performance possible.
Yeah.
Imported support is the better team. The end of the day, imported support is the better team. Even in Death is 4th place Open Division, in my opinion. They got there because they had a good day. They played like trash in the Crucible. And they just did not show up. And guess what? All year long, that's been Even in Death. Some days they show up, Some days they're half asleep, and that's the team. They are going to get bodied in the Pro League. They are going to get thrown around like a bunch of rag dolls. Prove me wrong, even in death, because I am not convinced in your play. And I was so disappointed in the Crucible. Casting that series was a punishment. It was not good. Yeah. And I expected. I didn't know what was going to happen in this series. I wish they played import support again because I think import support has a lot of potential. It's not that Even in Death doesn't have talent; they do, but they just don't show up. I don't usually pop off, but
what really happened is I learned how to mind control people. I got inside Jake's brain. This is me speaking to Jake.
It's some
Boya rant come out of just Jake's mouth. This is
some shenanigans happen.
Jake's been casting the amateur scene for the whole time. He's like the most connected of any of this to these rosters by far. So like to him, I mean, if he actually feels that way, like that is kind of an affront to the fact that like. Think about it from an imported sports perspective, like, oh, we were the best amateur team for the whole series up until playoffs or whatever, and then we lost one set in awful situation, like time-wise, and now they get the slot for free when they didn't even win their match. Like, I would not blame imported support at all for being penta-rage salty.
But yeah,
did
it's
you
just...
all expect?
Go ahead.
Did you all expect like the result that it's gonna be so like the matches that are gonna be not so high quality?
I expected them to play better because they played well in the playoffs, right? I'm not saying they didn't deserve to win that match, but it still did go to 4 a.m. No one was playing at their best, right? That series, and I'm sure that's something that I expressed to Blizzard. I was like, look, this playoff going till 4 a.m. No one wants it. No one. Viewers don't want it. Casters don't want it. Players definitely don't want it. They were literally begging to have their grand final match extended because the semifinals get you a spot in the Crucible. The grand final match lets you choose who you play, and it went to game 5. It was a really long series, and I don't know. I mean, I wish them luck. I really do, but
I could do as well. Yeah, it was. They are not the best team, unfortunately. Hopefully, now that they are in HGC and they can get practice consistently with HGC teams more often, they're going to be consistently playing matches every week. Hopefully playing a lot more. Maybe they do surprise us, but a team with battery on it is got low chances of success. So.
Do you realistically think there's a chance that throughout the season, in the end, they start winning some matches and actually get the 6?
Absolutely. There's a chance. Obviously, there's a chance.
I mean,
it's just not very high.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, maybe this is the motivation they needed because, like I said, they're a team that's on and off. And now that they've got a position where they're being rewarded for their fruits of labor, if that's the right expression, then sweet, there's some very talented players on that team, but
I want them to win. Like I hope they win, and I hope they fuck up NA like all over.
That would be the best, and I would gladly eat. I would eat crow so fast, dude. If they do well, prove me wrong. That's all I want, and I'll pet this cat.
Yeah, calm down, Jake. Let's relax.
I'm gonna pet this cat.
Don't flame everyone.
BKB, I know that you've been kind of like, in and out of the scene. What do you expect in terms of roster changes, if any, in Europe?
There are some, just I can't talk about them.
Did we go over all the NA ones?
Did I miss some? We
talked about GFE.
Naventic. Team Freedom.
Yeah, we talked about Dream. Yeah.
We got Cure going to Team Freedom.
I don't know if there's any of the public.
We didn't really discuss that, but we did mention it.
Well, there's not much to say. Crowan's going to Freedom.
I mean, he left UTA before the season was even in playoffs. It was pretty obvious he had something on the horizon, or at least the potential was there.
I think I'm going to stand by what I said. I think last week or the week before, every team in NA will make a change except for Tempo. I even expect Team 8 to probably make a change. So
chat was saying Goku, and I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's speculation, but that's what I read in chat.
Goku is I think most people would agree, the primary reason Superstars won any matches or had good games at all. Goku played like a insane monster all season long. It finally feels like this is the Goku that we were expecting last year in 2016 when he was that upcoming amateur player. He had a lot of promise, and then he just had nerves issues. He started choking. He started throwing. Those Thrall games were some of the most disgusting games I've ever seen. Your Sunders were fucking awful, Goku. You were horrible, and you did not live up to my expectations, but now you are.
See, Zoya's making me look good right now, bringing some more savagery into the cast.
Crazy.
So I think Goku could end up on any team. He would not have just snap left Superstars if he didn't have an offer. There's no way he would have done that because he's still passionate about the game, and he's very good at it. So if he left Superstars, he had an offer. Where, I don't know.
That's fair. That's a good point. Okay. Well, I mean, we can only speculate so much on rosters. Those are the ones we know for sure. I think the trade period goes on for at least 2 more weeks, so roster stability won't be fully intact until it all closes. While we are on the topic, a lot of people have been tweeting and asking what's happening to B-Step's position in Bloodlust this year, since they were in fact the 4th team voted in to be an invited pro team. Since we do have a vacancy, we are not going to make a final decision until rosters are locked in HGC, just to make sure that's the only team that doesn't explode, because you never know. Like maybe Tempo Storm has the worst results ever in Sweden and they disband. Not a likely thing. You never know. So we are going to hold out on making any calls. However, the current plan that I'm thinking is that we would just give 1 more spot to the pro qualifier. So there'd be a 3rd, 4th place match in the pro qualifier that would grant that last spot. It doesn't feel... I mean, the only other thing I can do is give Cattle Prod the vote, since he donated $1,000 to B-Step, like to vote them in. Like that's the other option, and Cattle would love that power, but I don't know if it's optimal for the event. We can now transition, however, to patch notes. But before we get to patch notes, speculations on the teaser in the Battle.net launcher.
Deathwing! 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 Okay, listen.
Wait, let me hear your logic, Zoya.
I got real logic.
Well, and listen.
Okay.
Fire. Okay? How many, in all of the Blizzard franchises, how many things use fire?
Not very many.
Only dragons.
Only dragons, yeah.
1 dragon, actually. Deathwing. 2.
Okay.
Who has a fascination with candles? Deathwing.
I was expecting you to say kobolds and then tie that into Deathwing, to be honest.
No,
I'm disappointed.
No. Deathwing.
Okay.
And, okay, look behind you. You see stones and stuff? What universe has stones in them? Warcraft. Who's the biggest badass in Warcraft? Deathwing. Woo! Deathwing.
So I'm pretty sure it's a kobold.
I've got a way better one, dude. Okay. So kobolds like candles, right? And kobolds dig in the earth, and Deathwing was the earth aspect of the dragons before he was corrupted. So that's why it's Deathwing.
Boom. Dunk is a genius.
At least we
Easy.
know.
Here we go, guys. Deathwing Z. Everyone hype it up, and if it's not Deathwing, throw as much shit at Blizzard as you can. Curse them to... it's Deathwing, baby. They're hyping them up. It's clear. It's clear.
I think it's probably a Diablo character from the style.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
I hope it's not Deckard Cain, so I'm not going to say that.
Why?
So, I just hope I really hope it's not Deckard Cain. I want it to be like Malthael or something.
Why people hate Deckard?
All right.
It's
because if it is Deckard Cain, it's going to be a stupid meme hero, and it's going to be awful.
Now,
what
if it's not a hero? What if it's Deckard Cain announcer pack and that's it?
a mount?
Oh, that would
Maybe
be
it's a
godly.
mount.
If it's
Maybe
Deckard Cain announcer pack, that would be perfect, dude.
Yeah,
that'd be so decent.
Yeah, that would be sick, actually.
Yeah, I don't want Deckard Cain to be a hero. We don't need another Murky. We've got like 5 of them. We don't need another one.
On.
There's a 0% chance they make Kane in a way that's not ridiculous. He's going to do something so silly. Like, I don't know. But, I don't know. It's probably not Deckard Cain. I think that little fog cloud that comes in...
I think the fog is supposed to be indicative of something, which suggests Malthael, but I don't know.
Does Malthael... He has The dank farts?
He's always represented with like the fog kind of flowing out of him.
I've always been. It's probably not Mephisto, but Mephisto's always been my favorite Diablo devil, so I always for him. But
the candle, I don't know. The candles don't really make sense for Mephisto. I feel like
I just want it to be.
Like if it was Mephisto, it probably would have been the Diablo style like braziers that were in Mephisto's realm in Diablo 2 instead of like some candles, which was more like a Diablo 3 thing.
BKB, do you know any Deckard Cain quotes?
Stay a while and listen.
Can you do it in his best? Can you give him his best impression?
No.
Do the voice. Do the voice.
BKB.
No.
Do the voice. Stay
a while and listen. I don't know.
Good. Good. Very good.
Deckard Cain from the 1940s, like.
By the way, about Europe, before we move the patch discussion, I actually forgot to say it's kind of irrelevant anymore, but there was a situation that before the Crucible, there were 4 people from the Open Division teams that had offers from HGC teams. So that being said, that there are some teams in HGC that have issues because of that now.
Interesting.
That's something for you to give. That's the only info I can give you. Because like all the roster changes that are happening, there are, but they're all like, they're not official at all. So.
Godly.
But so it means, it's gonna be really interesting for top 4-8 in AGC. I think it's gonna be a lot closer than this season.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It's gonna be really good. Especially with, like you said, the mass amount of talent that exists on the other side. Someone actually just tweeted a graphic at us that is a nice little Romaz the DK. Thank you for this little image that you made. We can show it to the stream for some of the roster apocalypse info. So these are players that have lost their teams. GFE is Crone and Equinox. Team Freedom lost Insomnia or removed. It's lost is just generic for removed or they left.
We didn't talk about No Tomorrow. That's right.
Right. So Superstars is Goku. No Tomorrow is Urho. Calf. B-Step is just gone. Naventic moved Kenma to coach. And then they picked up iDream. Gale Force took 2 of the other B-Step players. Team Freedom grabbed Cure from the Open Division side. And that leaves No Tomorrow needing a spot. Superstars needing a spot. And that's it, right? Then HGC EU picked up Athero over Blade. Tricked picked up Maki instead of Eternal, but Maki's apparently a tryout, and then teased changes for playing Ducks. Checks out.
Yeah, right about Eternal. He's out. And Atiro Blade was obvious, but yeah, Eternal is out. I forgot to mention it, but there was also official stream with Alex streaming scrims with Maki.
Yeah.
So.
I wish I would have talked to Urho before this show, because I would have wanted to see what his thoughts on it, like more now that time has passed. But I think most people agree that was maybe internally it made sense for No Tomorrow, but from our perspective, watching individual play, Urho was the last member I would have kicked.
Dude, I told you he played in the Rob Boss Can Flub last night and in Bloodlust, and dude, you just see his play. The guy just literally every fight min-maxing. Like, he knows his limits. He's a very strong tank player. And
after their match, because I'm in a little Skype group, we've got the Space Lads guys plus Urho, Arthlon, because we go play like random shit games together sometimes. Urho, after that match, said, it was something along like, I've never tried that hard in my life. He was trying as hard as to draft. He was trying as hard to play. He was trying as hard to shot call. He went into that Crucible match giving it his all. He's a fantastic player. I'm sad that it's probably looking like he's not coming back in the HGC. Hopefully there's still offers going out towards him, because he could work on a lot of good teams.
Yeah, agreed.
Maybe Urho's personality wasn't meshing with others, and that was holding back their individual play. I don't know, but from our perspective, No Tomorrow is probably going to get Crucibled again based off this change. Because I don't think there's any free... Like, maybe Equinox... But Equinox wants to go back to Melee, so he can't even play tank. So it's like, who do you get to replace them? And, like, be as influential as him? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely A big question mark.
Superstars is trying her out. Okay, that's good to know. I'm glad
Who
he's
is
getting
Superstars?
offers. That's what someone in chat said.
That's interesting.
Venthor said Superstars trying out. I'm assuming that if that's the case, Sray's going to flex to replace Goku, because he used to play that role way back in the day. So maybe that's the change they would make.
That makes sense.
When he played Zagara, I think it was him, right, playing Zagara all the time in NA. Wasn't he that came
I think
up
that was
with
Hosty, right?
Or maybe.
I think he was the Abathur Zeratul cheese dude.
Oh, okay.
I don't
then
remember.
I
It was
mixed
so
up.
long
I
ago. Yeah,
remember
right.
that someone in NA started abusing Zagar, and it worked out. Smart NA.
Before we get into our patch discussion, I just wanted to pull this up really quick.
Hell yes, dude. Hell yes. That is so cool to me.
So for the VOD listeners, Zoya's shouting, or the MP3 listeners, about Roll20. Roll20 is a tabletop platform online, so it's online tabletop as far as I understand it. I am new to it, so they're already getting the value of sponsoring this team out of introducing me to their platform, and this is their launch of their esports brand, which is, well, going to be with Team 8, which is now Roll20. I
love Roll20 as a whole. I play tabletop games a lot. I'm really actually into role-playing games. I play for a former Roll20 role-playing game like probably once every other week at least, sometimes more. I love Roll20, but to me, as someone who has managed multiple teams, both big orgs and small orgs, who has looked for sponsors for both big orgs and small orgs, there is nothing more impressive to me than a no-name org pulling in a sponsor that is unrelated to esports. That is so impressive and cool to me. I could not be happier for Team 8. Whoever worked that magic, hell yeah, man. I'm so happy about that. Yes, Roll20 means a little bit more to me, but if it was any other non-esports related sponsor, I would have been just as happy, man. It's so cool. Congrats to Team 8, man.
Yeah. Roll20 is awesome.
Congrats.
I was really surprised to see them become like a title sponsor. That's usually what you call like when a sponsor takes the name of the team. Like, I thought it was going to be like just Team 8 and be sponsored by Roll20, but it's really cool that they're actually Roll20 esports.
No, it's dope. It's like, they're obviously not a small org. They seem to have a pretty massive community behind them, and for them to be entering the esports space and choosing Heroes as their game is just amazing. And it's a great time for it. It's Heroes 2.0, right? The game, honestly, I jokingly say dead game to anyone about any game. I'm like, yo, why are you playing that dead game? They're playing Hearthstone, which has like 70 million players. I'm like, why are you playing that dead game? And I said that to my buddy. He's like, Unctious, if you guys remember him from Bloodlust last year, he's suddenly been playing Heroes all the time. And I was like, yo, why are you playing that dead game? And he's like, yo, Heroes is more alive than it's ever been. And I'm just like, you know what? You're kind of right about that. And then he showed me his match history, and it was all Nova. So shame on you, Unctious. Shame on you. But
I have a fun one-off story real quick from the NVIDIA bootcamp. We had this media guy who he's a big personality, and he had never experienced Heroes before, and he was actually started playing it, and he had this laptop in a corner. He was playing it, and he was like shouting at the team, like, "Guys, I'm getting all these kills. Calf, come coach me." Calf walks over there, starts coaching him. I walk over like 10 minutes later because I'm surprised Calf's actually coaching this guy. Stand behind them. The guy's in a bot game. He's like, "I'm at 32 kills." Dude. I'm sorry I brought that up randomly, but it was my favorite moment from the boot camp. It was just like, this guy's like so hyped about Heroes. He's like, "I'm getting all these kills." I walk over. It's like, "Cap, you're coaching a guy in a bot game." He's like, "This is so funny, dude." It was funny. I'm sorry, that was a random story, but
no, dude,
needed to share it.
I like it.
At least he was happy.
Yeah, dude.
No, he was having a blast, dude. That guy was cool.
Damn, look at all these people with their pleb lol emotes. You guys got to learn how to use a real lol emote, the dunk train lol. That's where it's at. All right, let us begin our patch discussion. And we're going to start off with Anub'arak, who is the first one here for the assassin changes. Now, admittedly, I have still yet to play more than a single game since he was reworked. So I can't give you guys a lot of insight on this. BKB, what do you have any insight on the Anub'arak?
Yeah. Like we actually we have a anti-hero that plays him, and he basically said that it's shit. Like
it's really bad.
It didn't change before, but no, not now. Like I'm not talking about this. He did change a bit now too, but I'm talking before.
Ah, okay.
Like before this change, it felt like he wasn't even that better. Still viable on the Battlefield of Eternity though. Like he's still, I think, a top tier pick there. But from the new update, I actually don't know.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
So it's just tweaks. It looks like there's some buffs and there's a few nerfs in here as well, I believe. But like he's getting more sadism for pure malice. Is the right of Rakshir in my stream, the one game I played, they're like, you have to pick that talent, and the bonus damage has been reduced from 6 to 5. That's negligible. I mean, it's fine. It's not a huge change. It's not negligible, but it's not like it's a massive nerf. But okay, we're not going to talk too much about him since I don't think anyone has a strong opinion. Cassia, charge strikes, they just made it so that the attacks to no longer causes attacks to bounce when attacking structures.
This is huge for competitive.
Yeah.
I actually really like this nerf because it targets competitive specifically and is not that impactful for Hero League. So it's like the perfect kind of nerf for a hero who's relatively balanced in non-competitive play, but is just a monster in competitive because of a weird interaction. So this is a beautiful change.
Yeah.
Very cool. Ragnaros, it's pretty much sustained nerf across the board. From Cauterized Wounds, Catching Fire, Sulfurous Hungers, all 3 talents have basically been nerfed a little bit. And Rag doesn't seem like the dominant solo laner that he once was, but still in some maps like Braxis Holdout, you can never undervalue the power of his trait. Molten Core is just insane.
I mean, even Infernal, like I think he's still viable, to be honest. I mean, he got nerfed, but I think he's still, in some situations, a really good pick. Especially if there's a lot of melees, I think he's actually underrated. But yeah,
I like have always compared him to Thrall, and I'm just like, he just seems like a better Thrall. Even with these changes, he's still probably got more sustain than Thrall.
Yeah.
I think they keep having to nerf the Q build because the talents just make each other too much better. Like, because all of his Q talents interact with each other, like bonus damage, CDR, extra healing on your bonus damage that you got CDR for, it's really hard to keep him balanced because all of his talents just go together like too well.
I feel
Is
like
this,
go ahead.
Well, I'm thinking like, I mean, it's a small change, right? And it's not like.
Yeah. I don't think this puts him in the ground. I think he's still a hero.
Yeah, I would agree. I think he's going to be, like, just based on the way his kit is, he's going to be a hero that's super strong on some maps and not really that good on other maps. Because Molten Core is like just inherently amazing, and then his kit itself is like tons of AoE. Every single spell is AoE. So you're not going to pick him on BOE though. Like, he might be decent for the defense, but he's not single target damage.
Yeah. But they did. Yeah, but I think he was fine before as well, right? Before the Q nerf.
Okay.
Like,
well,
I guess
they're probably seeing just statistically, maybe even like plat, silver. Who knows? He might just be like 60-70% win rate in those leagues. Who knows? We could look at Master League, or HOTS logs, but it's not necessarily the same data as. Actually, the lower leagues are probably infinitely worse data as to what Blizzard has in house because they're not uploading their replays. Samuro, they did increase the cooldown. This is another quick match nerf because at the top level, Samuro is like garbage. I mean, even Grubby will probably tell you like who's like basically the Samuro god when it comes to Blade Master in Warcraft 3. That Samuro is the worst hero in the game, and this is a nerf.
I mean, you say that, but his win rate is insane.
I know,
games.
but like that's because it's quick. It's not coordinated play.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Is like in a non-competitive environment, those clones absorb skill shots. You absorb a Hungering Arrow with one of your clones. It's like, okay, cool, value. Like,
well, bads don't even know half the time which one's the real one.
Exactly.
So they'll just like blow their load on a clone. Like I played quick match on stream last night, and a Tyrael on the enemy team judgmented a clone of our Samuro.
See, that's like hilarious.
That's why he's got a high win rate in quick match, because people are dumb.
Or it's broken.
No, it's bro. It needs a nerf. OP.
Kappa. Senpai.
Hold on, production. This whole right side.
We love dogs here, Jake.
No, we don't.
Yeah, fuck cats.
Fuck cats.
Fuck cat squad.
Zul'jin, Dunk, you gonna read Bakery's comment on Zul'jin?
As the official prophet of our European Lord Bakery, I have to say, the point of every change is not to drastically change the power levels of some heroes. Zul'jin changes are just a simple quality of life that is just a straight-up good and nice change. Obviously, they were not trying to make it the go-to ultimate with that change.
You don't sound like Bakery at all. It's wrong tone.
I wasn't trying to sound like Bakery. I was trying to sound like someone narrating something.
But I mean, are you like reading that text because it's a long text, or like or he's not right, or what?
Oh, I mean, no, it's fine.
Oh, it's because it's funny.
No, it's because he left us notes.
BKB left us, or Bakery left us some notes. BKB.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
So we read off things from his little note sheet.
Nice.
Yeah. It's just quality of life. It doesn't actually really affect balance.
All right, the next thing you read off about the
Really?
ETC change, you gotta do
Wait.
it.
I actually like when things are more when you can interrupt things. I think it involves more skill than you can save your CC for interrupts.
Then call Bakery stupid, dog. Do it.
Bakery, sorry.
You suck, bro.
Screw. We can go next.
Probius. We've got some damage reduction on his Q, damage reduction on pylon overcharge, speed reduction on turbocharge. Pretty much, nerfs for the most part. Damage cap bonus has been increased on particle accelerator. I don't know how much this hurts Probius. I play a little bit of him. I think my Probius is level 8 or 9.
Jesus,
I mean, shield battery, that sucks.
His Probius is level 9. What the fuck?
What's wrong with you, Jake?
I'm sorry.
Fuck,
You're almost Glogan tier.
He says that so nonchalantly.
I actually think it doesn't change that much. But,
yeah.
But he will still be. He's basically like a range type of version comparing to Xul. He's still situational on like small maps where you need a wave clear like Tomb Dragon, maybe Infernal, for split pushing, even Skype, in the first shrine phase where you can split push mid and bottom, for example, if your foreman goes mid or top shrine. So I think he's still situational because some teams have really shown that it works, and you can even snowball with him. He can be like insane sometimes. You zone out and you don't even need to even fight. You can just play the map and push siege.
My Probius is level 6. Level 6, so yeah. Is that Glogan tier?
That's acceptable.
Okay, acceptable. We made it, boys.
What does an think about Probius?
I think he's a good hero. He's got good and bad matchups and map-specific power strengths, but I think he's like really, really difficult to play against in Hero League.
Yeah, it's really annoying hero to play against as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, I don't know how it's an I asked, but yeah, like I still think in EU it's a bit underrated. I really hope we see more of Probius in competitive.
No. Fucking quit. I don't want to see more Probius.
Tassadar, who has been deceased for a short time now, getting a little bit more damage and massive amounts of lifesteal. So the basic Q is up from 30 to 45%. Then if you go College Embrace at level 4, you're getting 90% lifesteal while the shield is applied. This seems like it will make him a threat with some heroes, like Vala and Illidan again. Maybe Cassio.
I just don't want Tassadar back anytime soon. Like, for the rest of 2017. Like, come on, Blizzard. Leave him nerf for now. Keep him out of the meta.
He's not going to have perma shields at
We've
least.
had him for like 5 years now. Get rid of him for like at least the rest of this year, please.
If Probius is healthy for the game, then Tassadar isn't. Kappa. But yeah, I don't think Tassadar.
I don't think these are enough to make him
No.
good again.
It's
That's
not.
good.
It's not.
That's what we want to hear, man.
What?
Yeah.
That's what we want to hear.
Like, what's probably going to happen is somebody's going to play Tassadar and get, like, some really dumb things are going to happen, and it's going to get clipped, and people on Reddit are going to freak out. But realistically, like, I don't think this is going to be enough to put him back in competitive.
No. Not at all.
Lifesteal is good, but it's mostly good in, like, long duration things. You know, taking a Merc camp or soloing a lane for a long time. Like, those are where lifesteal really shines. I don't think you're going to be shielding your carry who's already at half health, and the enemy's just going to ignore him long enough for you to get value out of the shield lifesteal, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you can say, yeah, go.
Well, especially with like CC and burst, like you don't get if you're not attacking someone, you're not life stealing. So if you get 100 to 0 or if you're stun locked, you know, it has no impact on your character. So it's lifesteal's always situational and.
Yeah, and also, why would you pick specifically this hero again? Because of the 15% increase buff. You know, if there's another, you can play another double support, for example, if you want to go into such team comp. I don't know, but yeah, it's good that he's not like super buff, because I don't think he's that healthy for the game.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, we'll see. I mean, maybe people try to make him work with the Vala, the Tracer. Who knows? At least, like, there's a chance he'll see use somewhere. Don't think he'll be the same impact he was, and Zarya is still kind of fulfilling that role in some situations to be annoying shield hero. But let's go to Tyrande. She's next on the list, and I mean, we actually did an hour discussion on Town Hall once when they first reworked her. She hasn't been the hot that I was hoping she would be, so they're giving her some love. Shadowstock, it's cool that you can 1v1 a Genji every 20 seconds. Is it a valuable like heroic as Tyrande with 20-second cooldown? Doesn't really help it. I don't think it really does enough for it.
I don't think so either.
It just feels weird hero, and that's it. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, the abilities don't fit. Like, the shadow stack is really weird for her as well. I don't know. But there was a big hype though when the change was like before the rework, when they announced it. Like, I think everyone said, "Oh, it's gonna be so good." But then you go in and try her and play her in scrims, and it's like, okay, and nothing changed, kind of. But yeah.
It's I think one of the big problems for her is, like, if she is zoned, her healing, it's a 12-second abysmally small heal. Like, it's, if you're ever pushed away or low, you're completely worthless.
Yeah.
And it's maybe she needs like one more attack range, like Raynor attack range or something, to help her be able to poke and maintain those heals or something, if that's how they want her to be played. But like, there's some matchups where it just I've played a ton of Tyrande. She's by far my most played hero. And
same.
Yeah.
She doesn't work as a solo support.
No.
And as a duo support, it's like there are better duo supports. So
exactly.
And you take, her damage is harder to work with because the owls got nerfed. She lost sprint, so she can't like bully people down when you're chasing them. Like, she can't, so she's not semi-assassin anymore. She can't solo support, and they're better duo support. She just doesn't have a place right now.
Even they gave the owl more width, which I'm really happy about. The owl actually feels good when you farm it up now. I think I got it up to like 50 some odd stacks or something today during one of the games, and like the additional width, like, I was slaying nerds late game. I almost one shot an Abathur. Like, it definitely becomes like a cool like late game thing you can work towards, and it's a little mini game you can play. But like, what's my role? Like, am I a support?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't feel like a support. Like, I'm getting some nice like lunar flares here and there with my butcher or whatever tank I have. But I don't know. It's weird.
Like, they need to make her as a hero that you don't think Tyrande as a passive trait mark. type thingy. Because I don't know, every time, for example, again, if we scream and we want to try Tyrande and we pick it, we actually just pick it, yeah, of course, for the stun, but usually you just pick her for the mark.
Yeah.
Because you want to do it. But you... Or you keep making hero as it is for this passive thingy and make her go a bit more support, or you just make her completely different and not the hero that marks the target. Because I think everything... Yeah.
At this point of all the supports, we have no more like true hybrids, right? That can do damage and heal, like do good. I mean, I guess like a Lily. But she's not top tier right now, right?
They nerfed her damage a bunch too, though.
They've nerfed her damage a bunch now, so it's like, I don't know. I always there was aspects of the Tyrande pseudo support era that I enjoyed.
It was
where
really,
they could do
good.
damage. You you look at the highlights from 2015 where like Tyrandas were top.
Oh, Karazim,
top of damage
right.
and stuff.
Karazim can do really good damage.
Okay, Karazim, yeah. But you don't see that much in competitive right now.
Rhaegar too, though, with a double shield maybe, or I don't know.
Yeah.
But the early game, but yeah. But still.
Nothing compared to like it was before.
No.
And it seems like they're trying to push away from that because we don't really have that option anymore. And when it does pop up, it gets nerfed very quickly in situations like Lily. So, I don't know.
Dude, one of the weirder things is like Huntress Fury in the PTR hit Merc Wave or Minion Waves. You could clear Minion Wave decently. It helped if you were like really low and clear. They changed it ever since it went live. I grabbed it on like a game just to play with it because I realized the tooltip read splash nearby heroes and mercenaries. It says it specifically is not inclusive with minions, yeah. And it's just like a weird decision change. They buffed the radius in which it'll like splash in this patch, but it's just like, I mean, do I really want auto attack splash damage to Tyrande? Like, is that a meaningful level 7 talent against heroes only when I use Mark? It just, why would I ever get that? I can't.
It's too much. Like, she doesn't have purpose, like you said. She's just too much everywhere. With this and that, like, it's insane. You have no idea what to do with her, kinda. Just only mark the target and kill.
No.
And then hopefully you survive.
Oh well, at least she's getting some love. It still feels short, but
there will never be a 100% success rate on reworks. These things are always going to have to be felt out and stuff, and they are going to miss. Sometimes on paper, this looked good, and like we all said, this looked good on paper. We were hyped about it, and it just didn't deliver. Yeah. Maybe changes will come. Who knows? We'll see. Tyrande will be back. She's bae.
She's bae.
Yeah.
Anub'arak next on the block here. He's getting some...
Anub'arak.
I said Anub'arak. You're right. Good call. A burrow charge, 14-second cooldown instead of 12. Better barbs, movement speed, 25% slow instead of 30. Epicenter, you only get 1.25 seconds off every hero you hit instead of 1.5. So, just some nerfs across the board, but those are substantial.
Good. Yeah. Good. Anub'arak needs to be nerfed. He's too much right now.
I actually played him. I tried him out, and I don't know, like you could go. I think the the 30% movement speed is underrated. So he could, if the burrow charge is gonna be too much, then you could try to go into W build. It sometimes really works out, but I still think the build is gonna be the same with the E. Or the barbs against barbs against the melees and E against the squishies. And but I don't think this is gonna do anything to him. To be fair with you, like he's gonna be still the same.
Very good.
Same.
Yeah.
I think in competitive he's basically the same. But
exactly.
I think in less coordinated games the 2 seconds matters a lot. Like in competitive, I feel like teamfights are generally over when one team has a noob in the first volley because he cocoons and then uses all his cooldowns, and the teamfight's generally like decided at that point. And this doesn't change those games, but in all the games where you have to E in and then like try and wait around until your E comes back up to get out, 2 seconds is like a huge difference there in terms of the breakpoint. Like, so I think he's gonna actually end up being quite a bit worse in less coordinated games.
And Cocoon, I think Cocoon, I don't know. I think it should maybe be a fast kill shot as well. It could make him
just make it like Dehaka's isolation. A bit of a wind up and a skill shot. Where...
No, that's too much. I think.
Why?
It's gonna be a wind up. how are you gonna hit it against the pro player? Like, I mean, you usually use Cocoon max range, don't you? Like, I mean, I don't know. I just think at the moment, like, especially in competitive scene, it's like more about the Cocoon, isn't it? To be fair with you.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that
if it was a skill shot, what if it was a little bit stronger, a little more health? If you made it harder to hit, more impactful, make it feel like as strong as an isolation.
No, I mean, you have the right direction anyway. Like, just like make it harder.
Okay.
Just yeah.
I just feel like when you land a Cocoon, it should feel like, whoa, like you got him with the Cocoon. Like that's the target you wanted to hit. That's the ideal situation, rather than like, okay, he is Cocoon. This is who he chose because by law that Cocoon cannot be stopped. Like you got to blow it up now. Focus, focus, focus. Like it's not exciting. It's not exciting for anyone.
Yeah. I don't know. I really meant like something like cursed bullet maybe.
Okay.
That type.
All right.
Yeah.
I like that. I can dig that speed trajectory kind of wind up. Dehaka's got additional duration on Dark Swarm. He's got additional movement speed after Brush Stalker, and enhanced agility also has more movement speed buff duration. So they're buffing Dehaka. Cool. Great.
It's good. It's a big buff, I think.
I think these are huge buffs.
It's really huge buffs.
Yeah. Like the Brush Stalker speed change is actually enormous.
Insane.
Yeah, he's going to be so hard to dodge his first tongue in a team fight now. Like, it was already tough for no mobility heroes to deal with Dehaka. Like, if you've ever played, like, Mouth pre-Ice Block or Medic into Dehaka, it's just miserable to position around brushes, and now it's going to be so much worse. Like, I think these are actually over buffs to Dehaka, honestly.
Yeah.
Global heroes dominate the meta, so it's like you just buffed a global hero. it just got worse. It just got worse, guys.
I was really shocked to see this, and it almost makes me feel like they've got other nerfs planned for him or something. Like,
well,
people
the
are
thing
complaining. People are complaining in Twitter, like pro players even.
Didn't Blizzard just announce that this patch that went live today is the one they're playing the main tournament off of? So
that is
we're gonna have this. We're gonna have
this
Dehaka. Even if they have nerfs planned, the biggest tournament coming up is going to have this Dehaka in it. So I expect a lot of bans on him or a lot of play of him.
It's also gonna have. Oh, the cat cam's getting a little weird. We're gonna tune that down. We're not gonna turn it off. It's gonna tune it down. He's cleaning himself. We're going to have D.Va in play for the first time at the event. And I was a little surprised she didn't get a single game played in Bloodlust last night because she was available. But they have given her some changes here. Some slight nerfs on the, hit the nitrous. But the cooldown reduction, 1 second down on her Q, that's literally her mobility as a max. So that's a big win for her, I feel, even having the 1 second off. And then you can cancel 0.5 seconds into that. Were there any big buffs? I think they were all just minor nerfs, right?
No. These things don't change anything at all. It's just like...
Does she have a high win rate right now?
Yes.
I think she has these, no? Like,
I think she has steadily climbed. She's in like top 5 win rates now or something in Master.
I played 2 games on her yesterday. First time it was... She's... I always struggle with heroes that don't have mounts because I just feel so slow and clunky. But,
me too.
I played playing her, and she does some serious damage. So.
I mean, she's...
I was really surprised they chose to... Yeah, her zoning is insane. I was surprised they chose to change the threshold for a Blade of Armor instead of the percent. Like, I don't know... A Blade of Armor just seems like so obnoxious to me. There are some heroes who literally just all of their damage, you do half damage to D.Va because of this talent. It's like, it makes for the worst feeling matchups. Like, you're in a Zebo or something and you play against D.Va, you literally do half damage to her mech the whole game after 13. And there's nothing you can do about it. There's no skill there. It's like really frustrating. I really would have liked to see them nerf the amount it mitigates rather than the threshold.
Well, maybe they'll change it again. I think there's probably not enough data on her in the top level. Once they get some more esports data, if that is indeed like a big factor, then we'll probably see those changes because she's yet to be a thing in the esports side. Speaking of heroes that were once a thing in the esports side, ETC has been basically extinct for a good while. They're giving him a nice bit of love. The attack speed has been increased for his just basic attack speed across the board. Then they lower the attack speed bonus with aggressive shredding to keep that in line. Isn't there a bakery comment on ETC?
Say it in a bakery voice, Dunk.
Got to do it.
I'm giving this one to Zoya because Bakery's request was specifically for Zoya to do some Bakery impressions.
Yeah, but I don't want to read it.
You got to do it.
Hold on, let me channel my inner bakery.
Imagine yourself.
Chip chap cheerio, mate. Chip chap cherry. Chip chap cheerio, mate. Hi, I'm Baker. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do a bakery voice. I'll read what he said though. ETC changes are really good. I would say they most likely change his attack speed so that it matches attack speed with old passive.
I'm fine. I'm sorry, keep going.
Okay. ETC changes are really good. I would say they most likely change his attack speed so that it matches attack speed with old passive. And because his auto attack talents were underperforming across the board.
Yep, pretty much. I mean, I don't think this... I don't think this is really meaningful for him. If I had to guess, this is like a pretty marginal thing for ETC, but it's fine. He was completely out of the game. So...
Yeah. To be fair, to be honest with you, like whole dispatch except the Dehaka, like nothing has been changed majorly.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you laughing? What the
Jake
fuck?
zoomed on his face and it's tilted me. Look at him.
Oh, all right. I didn't see that. Yo, what's up, Jake?
What's up, Jake?
What's up, BKB?
What's up? Nice face, bro.
Thanks, man.
Is
You
this
too.
you
Beautiful.
mocking my webcam setup? How
Yeah.
it's...
Chip chap cheerio. Chip chap cheerio.
Chip chap cheerio, mate. I didn't want to do it. I know I can't do bakery accents. I'm sorry.
Oh God. Overall thoughts on the patch? Good patch? Bad patch? Don't care. You think it's gonna have a big effect on the mid-season brawl outside of Dehaka? We know Dehaka's gonna be a thing.
I mean, the Cassia change is just a nice change for competitive. Yeah. That was pretty important for HGC.
Hopefully the Tassadar buffs don't bring about the end of the world, and there's always a risk, but I don't think it will.
The shields are so strong that there's always that 1% chance that these buffs could tip them over. We don't think so, but.
The only thing I could imagine is Illidan has more potential because of the 45% lifesteal, maybe, because it's just you get in and you do the lifesteal, with ranged assassin you can get kited or whatever, easier. But yeah, I don't know, but nothing like super important except the Dehaka. Still the same.
Yeah, Dehaka is gonna be so good this patch.
Like, I don't know, NA, who plays the Dehaka NA? The two teams that qualified. Tempo and who was the second?
Teammate.
Yeah, teammate. Who
Roll
plays
20 esports?
Yeah, Roll 20, boys.
20 esports.
Who plays the Dehaka for them?
It'd be Fury, right? For Tempo.
Right.
Unless
Roll 20.
Unless Psalm got on it, right? I guess it changes based off what comp they're running.
Yeah,
right?
It changes on the comp.
All right, we're gonna go back to that. Just because somebody posted this in the chat, back to the speculation of the new hero. I don't know anything about
Tempo. Glau for teammate is what chat's saying.
Yeah.
Oh, for the
who plays Haka for the teams?
Okay. Do they decide who's playing in the East vs West like All Stars match?
I don't think so.
I don't think they've announced it yet.
Do you know? Do you know?
Oh, no, go on. No, I don't know. I thought you were going to say something else. Duriel. I know nothing about this character.
That's Diablo 2.
Diablo 2.
I know. Oh my gosh.
The poison.
Jake
dude.
just said he knows nothing about this character.
Jake's fucking lame, dude.
I never played
people.
D2. I didn't have a PC as a kid. My parents wouldn't let me play it.
he's a monster. Man. I doubt that too.
He's ugly. I don't think it makes any sense.
My very first ventures into hardcore Diablo 2 lost a lot of lives to that motherfucker. He's insane.
It's a no-no.
So you guys are saying, chat was saying Duriel, you guessed mouthfeel. He's the
final boss of
Reaper of
Diablo
Souls.
3.
Reaper of Souls, yeah.
Okay, so I do know him. I played that. I don't remember his fight being memorable though. I remember fighting Diablo, but I don't remember.
None of the Diablo 3 fights.
I don't remember the fight. No, I thought Diablo's fight was.
Oh, Diablo was memorable.
But Reaper of Souls
had
like
a really cool fight.
Yeah,
she was cool.
But I don't remember him having a cool fight. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
I couldn't
does
tell
like
you.
some teleport stuff, and then he does some bullet time shenanigans.
Bullet time. All right.
Yeah, like you have to run around and.
I see.
dodge
Oh, I
different
see what you're
projectiles
saying
and stuff.
about the smoke. You said there's smoke in the other one. There's smoke.
Yeah.
Does Dariel have smoke?
No, he's just like
no.
monster.
He's in a cave in the desert that's like all sand pattern and stuff. It wouldn't really make sense for the image they posted.
It's like an Egyptian style.
Yeah.
Hey, does he light candles?
I think Dunk said it best earlier. Diablo 2 is all about braziers, you know, the big fire pillars and stuff. Candles
Like
you can find Diablo 3 cinematics that have candles all over them. So that's why I think people are implying Diablo 3 is the choice here.
Yeah.
BKB,
But
who do you think it is?
So.
Deckard Cain.
You think it's Deckard Cain?
Imagine the ult where he taunts like whole team because they want to stay a while and listen.
Shut the fuck up. You're bringing the cancer to Heroes of the Storm.
It's good. It's good. It's
You just made Varian's ult target 5 people.
Exactly.
Kobold BKB.
Maybe. Look, it's me.
BKB, say you know take candle.
That's so like me.
BKB, say you know take candle.
You know take candle.
He's a kobold, guys.
He did it. He did it.
You know take candle.
I farmed him outside. Interesting direction to go with your kobold voice, but I like that.
Ruski, you know take candle, blah.
There we go. A Russian kobold? That's scary.
Let's go, baby.
Oh my god. Perfect. Well, it is time for shoutouts. As we have discussed the HGC Crucible, the rosters, the patch notes, and I guess Bloodlust is the last thing here. I'll give you guys a super quick update on what is going down for the rest of it. We have 3 more open cups. If you want to enter, if you have a team, you got some buddies you want to play in an event with, you can register at smash.gg/Bloodlust. And then when we look at the Bloodlust League standings, you can see currently the Rob Boss fan club are #1 in the season right now. Firm hand. A lot of these teams are just like top players that have like squads with them. None of these teams are stable, even open division rosters, because we're in the middle of roster apocalypse. So that's going to make the Bloodlust open side of things very interesting. It will continue going on through the end of the month. So I expect we'll see some stability before then, but we shall see. If I go to the main Bloodlust page, you can see our stretch goals we're over $1,000 towards the prize pool via the Hot Pepper Challenge, and 13% for Infirm being flown in. So thank you guys so much for all the support.
Can I talk about that real quick?
Yeah.
Invernum. I want to go on a quick little tangent about last year's Bloodlust. As a content creator, an entertainer, a caster, whatever you want to brand yourself as, Bloodlust #1 was hands down the greatest and most amazing opportunity I've ever been given. There was so much creativity that happened spontaneously that we were just able to run with. The funniest moment from Bloodlust #1, in my opinion, was when KO sat on my lap eating the Funyuns, and that literally happened 10 seconds before we went live. I said, KO, sit on my lap, eat the Funyuns, and look confused and lost, and don't say a word. And that was one of the funniest moments. And there were so many moments like that from everyone, because we were able to just be creative, do these funny little skits, really perform. It really was an amazing event. And for someone like Invernum or any other casters that we potentially might try and fly out here, who's up and coming, still, trying to make it big in the scene. Bloodlust is an event you want to work at, that you want to be a part of, because you're allowed to flex your creativity as an entertainer and see what you can pull off. Because you don't get that option with Blizzard events because they're much more strict. But with this event, it will probably be one of my favorite events for the rest of my life. And if you're an Invernum fan, this is an amazing opportunity for him to see what he can push himself as a content creator. So that's my favorite stretch goal right now, is if you're going to donate to anything, get some up-and-coming casters flown out to this event so they can show us what they got and, show off to, where their creativity is, because that's the most fun for me about being in this position.
There's a bunch of hidden backer rewards that you guys can't unlock directly. They're unlocked automatically based on contributing towards other things. And I have a whole list that I could show you guys after the event. But one of them, I'll tell you right now, because it's tied to him. It's not the Hot Pepper Challenge. Inverum would not be doing the Hot Pepper Challenge. He would be doing the Helium Challenge. And we would make him cast on Helium, which I think would be absolutely hilarious because you get the high voices. And it just sounds really tough. He always, in the team fights, when he does this play-by-play, he tries to do he goes into that deep, kind of voice. And that was probably the best Inverum impersonation I'll ever do. But you give him Helium, can he even do that? Probably not.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff like that we have planned. So I'm excited about that. But it's going to be a fun event, man. And don't people in chat Zori's just trying to get away from the Hot Pepper. Last year, Snitch Snap donated $1,000 live on stream. Okay, that is going to get funded. You don't have to worry about the Hot Pepper. It'll get funded. I don't have to promote that one. Someone's going to, if it's looking close towards the end, someone's going to take that bullet, because that's what happened last year. Snap out of nowhere, Snitch $1,000. So don't worry about the Pepper one, but.
Dude, what's better than a free pepper?
That was awful. There's a lot of things better than a free pepper.
What? No.
Yeah, that was awful, dude. That sucks. Jake remembered the smell of his kitchen after that. That was
God, don't remind me of
that was a horrible
because you drank milk and you're lactose intolerant after eating a habanero. It was death.
Yeah. How long was it painful?
Dude, I was sick days after getting home.
Oh, seriously?
From the pepper itself, not from the lactose, from the pepper itself.
Yeah.
From the pepper, my stomach was just shaking for a few days after, because I don't usually eat that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
And that shit was hot. That was nuts, dude. My ears felt like they were gonna explode.
We're keeping it classy, boys.
Keeping it classy.
All right, Zoya, shoutouts, buddy.
I don't have a team to shout out.
Damn. Shout out us. We're your team.
I love you guys. TownHall Ears. Best of luck to all my former teammates, McIntyre, Matre, Calf, K1, and iDream. You guys are like brothers to me. The NVIDIA boot camp was so much fun because of all 5 of you being there. It was such a great atmosphere. So I'm going to miss you guys. I hope you all the most success in your hero's career or wherever life takes you, because you guys are great. I'm going to be not managing for a while, unless an offer shows up, which I don't think it will. I'm going to try streaming more. I streamed last night. I had a good time. I might stream tonight. I'm going to take a nap because I'm really tired right now, but I might stream tonight. I plan on streaming all 5 days next week, and I plan on announcing a potential stream schedule as well as creating YouTube content. I don't know exactly to what extent. I want to stay involved in Heroes, and I've really been enjoying being a part of TownHall. I love just being up here and making people laugh and smile. So hopefully I can find more avenues to do that. We'll see. But I'm not going anywhere. If anyone was wondering if that was the end of Zoya after B-Step. But I'm here and love you guys here.
Hey Zoya, it's just another B-Step. It's not a B-Stop.
But are you looking for something meanwhile?
Meanwhile
meanwhile streaming. Not meanwhile while streaming.
Not manage. I'm not actively looking to manage again. If an offer shows up with the right team, I'll take it. I've never fully enjoyed managing. The only reason I managed that team again was because of the players themselves.
Yeah. Okay.
If the right offer shows up, but with the right players,
maybe.
Yes.
Oh,
but I don't see that happening.
BKB needs a manager.
No, I'm not gonna. No, I will not manage for free again. It's too much stress and work.
Dunk. Oh, BKB, I almost skipped you, buddy, because you injected words in there and you confused me. Once again, BKB, congrats on being a pro gamer again.
Thank you. I have to do shoutouts?
Oh, yeah, you do, baby.
Shout out to my team then. Thank you to any. I'm actually quite tired. Thank you everyone from my team. It was amazing to win. Still not used to this feeling. Thank you guys for inviting me. I'm still not used to this. Like, it feels really weird to be back, and at the same time really nice. So appreciate it, and that's it. That's it for me.
Well, thank you for staying up till 3 a.m. in the land of Latvia, dude. Like, much love.
No problem. It's actually I woke up really early today because I had to do some stuff.
Okay.
But it was fine actually. This is the time when I just started like feeling really sleepy. So it actually was perfect timing. So again, thank you very much for inviting. It was really fun. Love you too, guys.
Hearing your voice, man. Donkus.
Yeah.
I guess shoutouts to the new subs, followers, and people who've been going to my stream and making it so popular lately. Really happy to be getting so much support as I come back to streaming. So glad to be doing that, and there will be a stream after Town Hall today. So
hell yeah,
stick around if you want to hang out.
Hell yeah,
get some of those dank biceps comms. Baby Rage.
God, I'm so glad Biceps playing with you all the time, dude. I watched Calf stream when he played versus you in Biceps, and I had to load up your stream, and hearing Keaton talk was so... I love that guy.
You're talking about the Hero League guy who your comms with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
he used to play with them back on Cloud9. Biceps.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah.
Okay, he had different nickname. I heard the voice somewhere similar, but okay, so it's him. Okay, I get it. Gotcha.
Right. I changed my audio.
One question. Okay. Where did what happened with your running and playing? Did you stop? You were
treadmill?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what it's called.
I do it sometimes.
Oh,
yeah.
Sometimes. Okay. You did it a lot, quite a lot at some time. I think you did.
There's no way you want to do that every time. You need a break every
Sounds
once.
exhausting.
Maybe just to enjoy streaming and having fun, you know.
I'm not saying like
BKB, stop going at my bro Dunk. Back the fuck off, man. What's wrong with you?
I was just asking where did the windmill
go? Step off my homie, man.
The windmill.
The windmill.
The windmill. Shit.
Dude,
if you could play Heroes with windmill, dude, you'd be actual.
Fuck. Treadmill.
All right. Here, we're gonna use this as our closing remark.
So in tasting, what we do is take a small
this
amount
is so
right off the
school,
top.
dude. Why are you playing this?
That's the warmest part right here.
You should put this video.
Cover all 9,000
That is
taste
bad.
buds.
Such an old meme video.
Aerate it. Warm it up. Grabbing up that top note, that cream, pure vanilla, sweeteners. That's a 10.
Thanks for watching TownHall Heroes episode number 146. We'll see you next week. Welcome here to TownHall Heroes.
Happy birthday,